Now, Rich, I think every founder has that moment where they're trying to figure things out. They're going in all these different directions. They're spinning all the plates on their, in each hand all the time. And then they have that moment where that aha moment where they're like, we found it. We found our calling. We found how we serve. We found what we do best. And then you move forward and you scale it. Tell me about, I know you got an aha moment. Tell me about it.
Well, we did. I think one of the ones that stands out the most is one day I was sitting there at lunch with all the guys at the table, and I look at my phone, and I keep my phone ringer off during the day when I'm working, but I look down and I get a voicemail, and I didn't recognize the number. So I listened to the voicemail while I'm eating, and stunned and shocked, I just put the phone down, and my guys look at me and they were like, "What's wrong? Like, what was it?" And I was like, "You're not going to believe who just called me." And they were like, "Who is it?" I was like, "It was Jelly Roll."
Let's go.
And this is 5-6 years ago. And so he wasn't the Jelly Roll everybody knows now.
That's right.
He's from Nashville native. You're a Nashville native. Antioch. He grew up in Antioch.
That's right.
And so I grew up listening to this man, his rap music, other people like him. So I knew exactly who he was. A couple of my guys, they were like, "I know who exactly. Why is he calling you?" Mm-hmm. And he got my phone number from another customer of mine, and he was just now getting some traction. And he was like, "Hey, listen, man, I got my truck, and I need some work done. I need some things fixed that another shop did, and I need to get it done." Absolutely, come on by.
Let's go.
And now looking back, I can't even get him on the phone now. But back then, to get a phone call or a text message or something like it was pretty cool.
Heck yeah, dude.
Cool. So
absolutely.
That was one of our moments. Like, we're headed in the right direction. Customers out there are speaking about us and what we're doing. And, the message was, "This is my guy. Hey, you need to go see my guy. My guy will fix it for you." So I like being everybody's guy, their go-to guy.
That's right.
So
that's right. And yeah, dude, like, so Jelly Roll when he was doing hip hop stuff, it was,
that's all I knew.
Yeah.
That's
he was pretty good at that
Matter
stuff.
Matter of fact, funny story is we were actually standing in the back of my shop because he had just bought the Cadillac that we built for him. He had just bought it. It wasn't there yet. But he was in the back of the shop, and we were just bullshitting and talking. And he was like, "Yeah, man, I'm getting ready to put out a country album." I was like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, country." I was like, "Are you sure? Like, you do realize that you came from like real close to gangster rap, right?"
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah. My voice, it's they think I'll do really well. And so I was like, "All right, man, good luck. Congratulations." And here we are.
That's right. That's right.
He saw it before everybody saw it. So,
well, dude, yeah. Anytime a Jelly Roll calls your phone, it's pretty much life changing. If you know how to handle that situation. If that moment, I think there's two types of people, obviously, in everything, and there's some folks that they finally get in the room and they shouldn't have been there, and it doesn't work out too good, and they usually don't get asked back. And there's some people that should have always been in the room, and then once they get their chance, boom.
Yeah.
They stay there. They own it, right? I kind of get that feeling about you. You know what I mean? Like, it was just a matter of time once you got that call. Obviously, that's the cool thing about history is it's always looked at with 20/20 vision, right? So,
exactly right. Like hindsight, right?
Absolutely. Well, dude, golly, the Elite Customs is the original, like, that's the flagship company, right? That's
correct.
That's what you're known for. Tell me a little bit about Electus Forged Wheels and Elite Powder Coat.
So actually, Electus, we opened Electus, me and my wife did, in December of last year.
Yeah.
We were buying rims from other companies and stuff like that, and they were just taxing the shit out of people, I mean, so we went straight to the source. Unfortunately, it's China. I mean, let's all be real here. We went straight to the source that they were getting all their rims from. And I went straight to the source. We had extensive conversations with the manufacturers, saw their facility. They would send us videos and pictures of their entire facility. And you're talking 100,000 square foot buildings full of nothing but CNC machines, as far as I can see. It was nuts. And they're literally making these wheels for all these major brands, forged, 3-piece, all their expensive ones that are $8,000, $10,000, $12,000 that we're buying for our customer base, right? And so we worked a deal with them. It took us probably 3 or 4 months to nail down a deal to where we can produce our own custom forged set of wheels. And you live in Tennessee, these potholes, man, they're the size of a damn apartment building. You can sleep in them.
Oh my gosh.
So if you hit one with a cast wheel on most cars, you're breaking it. It's broken. It's damaged. With a forged wheel, if you hit a pothole, there's a good chance it won't break. It'll bend, but it won't break, but you can repair it. You can bend it back because it's stronger, right? And so that leads into, the type of clientele we're working on.
I love it. So I gotta, before we even get into Elite Powder Coat, so it's Elite Customs, all right? So obviously the greatest things in life are customized for you, okay? One size fits all. It just ain't for old Nick, I can tell you that. You know what I mean? But like the reason I'm bringing this up is because one of the hardest things to do is customize something for somebody, because words mean different things to different people, right? So I never will forget the first time I told the same girl that's been cutting my hair for 20 something years, I was like, I want to go long. Well, long to her and long to me were two different things. We're not talking about the same thing. So when people are coming in and they're like, I want it to make this sound, or I want it to drive like this, or I want it this color, like you have to actually get down to the root of exactly what that person's talking about to manage those expectations. It's hard, man.
Yeah, it's very, very tricky, especially when you're dealing with people in layman's terms, right?
Mm-hmm.
We talk technical.
Right.
And so when I sit down, I'm talking technical, and I can realize real quickly if I'm talking over somebody's head.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like that. I don't want to talk over somebody's head because, one, they get confusing.
Right.
Everything gets confusing. And two, I don't want anybody to ever feel like I'm taking advantage of them, right? I want them to know exactly what they're getting and to know exactly what they're going to get at the end of the day and what they're spending their money on.
Mm-hmm.
People work hard for their money, and I don't want it wasted. I will quickly tell somebody, you don't need that. That's a waste of money. I'll quickly. And sometimes I get bucked back and they'll go, wow, I really want it. And I'm like, listen, if you really want it, we can do it. But I'm just telling you, it's a waste of money.
Mm-hmm.
So the biggest example of that is when females come into my shop.
Okay.
When females come into my shop and they want a custom vehicle, we're not making fun at all. But the most common thing we do is we paint calipers. So we change the color of the calipers on all kinds of vehicles. And so we'll get females come in and they go, the brake thingy.
Yep.
The brake thingy. I want a yellow brake thingy. And I'm like, okay. So I back up. Let me teach you some terminology. So by the time...
And the education's free.
That's right. So by the time they leave, and I tell people this all the time, by the time you leave, whether you do business with me or not, you'll at least have a little bit of education so you won't get taken advantage of down the road. Right? So, and that's kind of my contribution to society.
100%. Dude, like it's getting the information from the people that have it to the people that need it. And it's just like you said, if it's you got to do business with people you can trust. I don't know how somebody can customize something for you if there isn't a relationship there. It's just surface level, right?
That's true.
And that's the deeper the relationship, the more customized it can be, right? Yeah. So the people that know me best, like my wife is an unbelievable. She makes food that shouldn't taste good taste delicious. I love it, right? But she knows exactly what I think tastes good, and she can dial it in exactly like I like it. But like it didn't happen the first time. Wait a minute, I might just got myself in trouble. It happened the first time. No, I'm just kidding. It didn't happen the first time, but every single time it got better and better and better. And just like, the one of the coolest things to do, dude, is we'll go back and look at like episode 1 or 2 of this show. Holy cow. It was pitiful.
I do the same. I look at cars I built 10 years ago and the customer will come back. I've had customers for 15 years and they'll come back and I'm like, we did this? And they're like, yeah, don't you remember? And I'm like, yeah, let me redo that. Let me fix some things on that,
Well, isn't it like we're all growing and we're all getting better. Like that's the way it's supposed to be.
Sure.
Right. That's that one thing that you said right there may be one of the most misunderstood things in business is like, I'm totally not going to be, I'm going to be better tomorrow than I am today. A year from now, there's going to be massive growth. So I tell our clients every single day, the worst work we're going to do for you is today because we're going to get better every single day, which is why you need to keep coming back. That, folks, that's how you keep customers long term is you keep getting better.
And listen, I tell my customers all the time, listen, we're not perfect. We're not perfect. We're going to make mistakes. Things are going to break. Things might happen. My guys aren't perfect, but I will always stand behind it. I will do whatever I can to fix it. I will bring you in as fast as I can to get it fixed. I've had people, blow tires. I've had people call me out of the country and their wife is broke down on the side of the road and I've gone or sent a tow truck or gone and fixed it, or hell, I've brought tires out and switched the tire on the side of the road to get it to the shop so I can get it repaired. Wow. I've done that for daughters. So many times I've had to FaceTime daughters on the phone on what to do, or their boyfriend what to do to get the tire changed or whatever. And it's just, I try to create a culture in my shop that is more of a friendship type thing.
Yeah, man.
Of, listen, man, you can call me and I'll take care of you. I'll help you out. Not everything is worth getting paid for, right? At the end of the day,
though, you're preaching that. This is church.
At the end of the day, like, if you help somebody out, we had an old lady come in one time and she had this little pedal extender. My wife, caught the phone call and nobody would do it for her. She went to 3 or 4 shops and they were like, nope, we're not doing that. Or we don't have time. And she was like, you bring that by here. We'll do that. And brought it by. One of the guys went out there, put on, took 5 minutes. She goes, how much do I owe you? Nothing. No, nothing. You bought the part? Like, nothing. You don't know it's nothing. I think a week later, she came back and brought like 3 or 4 rose bushes and set them on the front step for my wife.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's like things like that. Like you can't buy that kind of kindness, right?
Man, I agree.